So today's session is on the SSRS. Okay, till now we have covered the SSIS and so many packages. We have covered tasks, transformations, all these things we have covered in SSIS, right? So today we are going to start a new session, that is SSRS. Okay, I hope you have already seen where we are going to use this SSRS. So in my previous demos, you can see that uh, I have given one real-time example where we are going to use this SSRS. Let's say we have done the collection ETL, means we have collected all the data and we have stored in the data warehouse. Now, from their data warehouse, we are going to uh, use the database as an input and we are going to generate the reports. Okay, let me take one example which we have given earlier. So I will take that same example and I will show you before I jump into SSR. So in my previous example, I think you have seen this one. There were different countries, sales data was there, which we have taken some Sony example if you remember that one. And we have done the SSIS here to extract the data from the different countries and we have stored into one data warehouse, okay, by using the SSIS. Okay, so this part we have completed. So now from here we have only two options actually. The first one is we can start analysis services, which is nothing but SSAS. This is the general sequence where we used to follow, but it is not compulsory to be follow this order. Why I will tell you right now. So this is my SSRS. Okay, let's say I'm having the very big data and I'm storing. I have done the ETL and I have loaded the data into the data warehouse. And if you see this one, we are storing the data into the tables actually. Okay, which is nothing but the two dimension. Means there will be only having the rows and column. That's it. So that is the where we are storing all the data into the data warehouse. But there is a one drawback in the data warehouse. Why? Because so very huge data will be stored in the data warehouse. If you remember that one, we have some covered the one topic on the data warehouse where we have discussed about what is the data warehouse, why it is needed, what are the things will be stored in the data warehouse. So when we are storing the data in the data warehouse, if you query something on this data warehouse, it will take lot of time to get the data. Why? Because it is in a very slow. Data warehouse is in a very slow when in a performance point of view. Okay. So to overcome that one, we have introduced the SSAS. Why? Because SSAS is not in a two-dimensional. It is in a multi-dimensional. Here, the same data will be analyzed and displayed as in a multi-dimensional. So that is nothing but here cube will be comes into the picture actually. Okay. Once the data is comes into the cube, the data will be retrieved within a seconds. Means now the data is in a multi-dimensional. So we can retrieve the data from anywhere to anywhere anyway. I mean it depends on our requirement. Now the data is in a very fast. Why? Because we have done into the multi-dimensional. Previously in the data warehouse it was a two-dimensional. It was now converted into the multi-dimensional. So we will be go more on this topic on the coming sessions. What is the two-dimensional and multi-dimensional? But as of now, coming to this point, the data warehouse is in a very slow when we are directly applying any query on the data warehouse. Okay, to overcome that one, we have introduced this SSAS part also. Okay, let's say coming to this SSRS, let's say our database in the data warehouse is in a normal, I mean, very small database. Then we can directly jump into the SSRS. It's not required to be have an SSIS. We can ignore this one. Why? Because if you think our data warehouse is in a good, we can perform well, we can directly query on this, then we can directly use this data source as an input to the SSRS. Okay, so it's not required to be having some cube, all these things into the picture. So if we are if we are thinking that our database is in a small, we can directly query onto the database and we can apply some inputs and we can retrieve the data. Then we can take our SSRS into the picture. Okay, so what it will do, so it in the SSRS, it will generate the reports. Okay, so these reports are very important for this any decision making, right? So without this, any company cannot easily estimate what's going on the company. I mean, if you look at these reports, we can analyze, okay, these are the things happening in the company. This is the situation right now where we are facing now. Whether this company is in a profit or loss, it's in a neutral. How we can identify means by collecting of all the information, and we are simply making the situation into a graphical representation. Means we are generating a sample report. Based on that one, everyone can easily understand. See, the final CEO or manager cannot be understand all these technical stuffs, right? So they want in a simple way. So they want to be understand, just looking into that report, they should understand what's the situation now. So for that level, we have to be make the report to be a simplified. So to make it that things is in a very simple, we are going to use this SSRS. Okay. Now let's start with the tool, then we can easily understand how the reports are generated, how we can give it to the manager. Again, how there are some deployment parts in the SSRS also. All this stuff we are going to see. Okay. So the same tool, Visual Studio SSDT. In this, we are going to take the, we have so many options here to open the SSRS. Okay. Let me explain one by one. I think this package is done right. We are done with this. So this is the SSIS package. If you remember, this is my solution. This is my project. In this, I am having the SSIS. Okay. So from here, if you go to the file, we can directly start a new project also. Means which is nothing but a simple new SSRS. Again, a new solution. If you remember this one, this is my properties. Go to this one. So here it is like this. Right now, my project is located at some location where I am having all my projects. See, this is my project location where my SSIS project is located. So you want to make the SSRS also into the same solution. Means giving the one solution with SSIS, SSRS and SSIS into the only one solution. So if you want to do like that, then what we have to do is just go to this one, add a new project, which is nothing but we have a solution. There we are adding a new project into that solution. Okay, let me show you this one. Uh, First, we will go with the new option. If you want to completely starting a new SSRS project before the SSIS, I mean, if we want to make a new solution for the SSRS, then in that case, how we are going to open this one is file, new project. So here we can see analysis services, integration services, reporting services. Here we have two things. report server project and report server project wizard. Okay, we will see one by one in the next couple of minutes. So just let me take report server project here, and I will give something. I will store it in on desktop somewhere. Means this is a completely new solution here. Okay, I'm just clicking OK. So if you see this one, there is a new solution was again created. What was my solution name? Report project name. In that I am having data source, data sets, reports, all this stuff. Now it is an SSRS new solution was built here. So, but in the real-time scenarios, what happens is we don't generally make it as a separate solution. There will be only one solution. In that solution only we will be build SSIS, SSIS and SSRS. So how we can do that one? Let me open that one. So this is the how we are going to open this new solution. But now I am going to show you the I want to add a existing solution and create the SSRS into that existing one. Let me close this project. Now I am opening the project. I'm opening the solution which I have previously developed. So in this I am having my all the SSIS projects, right? If you remember this one, into the same solution I am going to add the new project which is nothing but SSRS. Okay. So here again we are going the same options here. Nothing. There won't be any change actually. Why? Because we are just adding a new project to the existing solution. Okay, so in that the same option report service wizard and report server project. So I will select report server project here. I will show you what is the report server wizard also. I will make it as an SSRS. Okay, see if you see this one, now the structure is changed. What is my solution name? My project solution. This is my solution name. In that I am having my project is an SSIS project and SSRS as another project. Means we have two projects in one solution. So the same thing it is showing here. Two projects. One is my project which is nothing but let me rename this one uh, SSIS. Then it will be good option, right? So here it is SSIS project. One is another one is SSRS project. Two projects are in the one solution. Okay. This is how we have to open the SS any solution. Okay, or if you want to add any project, if you want to completely create a new project, these are the steps need to be followed. Now I have shown you one thing, right? So here we can see what are the menus available here: shared data source, shared data sets, and reports. Okay, so in the SSIS, if you have opened the SSIS, you will have directly found that there is a sample packages. Here we can see one package will be created here automatically, right? But coming to the SSRS, it's not like that. Okay, we have some steps needs to be followed before we are creating to the SSRS. What are those things? First, let me show you the shared data sets and reports here. First thing is add new report. So automatically this will be opening in a wizard. Okay, let me click this one. So here it is asking new data source here. So which is nothing but asking was from which database you want to connect your SSRS. Means what is your source of your SSRS, whether it is an SQL Server, Oracle, Excel. Why? Because we can see all those menus here. See, it is giving. So how the SSRS can be connected? It can be connected to the OLEDB, ODBC, XML, Teradata. It can be any source for the SSRS. Okay. So for in our case, now we are going to take SQL Server. Why? Because our database is in the SQL Server. Okay. I will take it as an a. What is our data source here? Data warehouse. AdventureWorks. I have given that data source name actually. Okay. Here we can connect. If you know that connection string how to be done, we can directly write the connection string in a connection string window. Or else if you don't know how to create the connection string, then simply go to this edit. Here it is asking SQL Server client. Why? Because we have corrected the data source as a SQL Server. In that you can select your server name. Means what are the SQL Server servers available in your system? It will list out all those server names. So in that you can pick what is your server name and we can connect to our selected database. Okay. If you come to this, so this is my server name, Vaji PC SQL Server, all these things. So these are the databases available in my server. So the same thing now I am going to connect to this one and I am going to pick AdventureWorks as a source. The same thing I am doing here. Let me take it's trying to opening this one. Let me click on this. It's trying to connecting to my system. Okay. Or else sometimes if you don't remember that one, if the same server is available in your local system also, we can do one thing actually. I will show you that option also now. I think this is taking a lot of time. Yeah, I think still it's not able to find. Simply what we can do is simply give some dot here. That's it. Okay. Automatically it will connect to your local system and in that it will find out the server. So simply give the dot. If it is connected fastly, then it's okay. So it is now in my system I am having only one SQL server. That's why I have given one single dot. In that it is connected to that one and it's showing what are the databases available in that one. If you remember, so these are the databases which I can see in the SSMS. Same thing it's showing here the list here. All this stuff. So I need AdventureWorks here. Let me test this one. So connection is successful. Just click OK. So this is the connection string. Data source equals to initial catalog equals to AdventureWorks. So this is the string. If we can able to write it here, we can write it here. Or else if you don't remember then how to write this connection string, simply go to this edit and simply make sure that one it is done. Okay. This is the enable. If make sure this is a data source. So shared data source. What happens is I will come to this one later actually. Okay, in the when we are developing into the next report, then I will tell you how to make this option as enable. As of now, just connecting to the select the data source. Okay, means here in the data source, we are connecting to the database here. Okay, in the next step, what are the three things we have available here? Data source, data set, and reports. First one is data source. Next one is in the data sets DT. I will make it as an DT. Data set. Why? Because if you see this one, data source are available, shared data sets and reports are available. So here I am taking the data sets. When I am just giving the brief introduction, that's it. And this. Okay, in this data set we are just connecting to the database. In this data set we are going to the, this is the data source, this is the data set. Actually, in the data source we are saying that what is the database to which one we are connecting. All those things will be specified in this data source. Coming to the data set, we are going to specifying the table names actually. Okay, T1, T2 means here we are connecting the database. Here we are in that database we are connecting to the specific tables, or we can write the query also. It's not mandatory to have the tables or something. We can connect to the tables also. We can write the query if you know directly the query. Means if you know the select star from this table, join this table, and all these things we can do by using the query also. If you don't know, we have some other options. I will show that one also. And then on top of that one, we are generating one report here. Okay. Three things here: data source, data set, and reports. Okay. So these are the three things options available in the SSRS. We have in the first step right now. Means we are connecting to the data source, which is nothing but database we have connected here. Okay, done. So if you see here, next one is design a query. It is asking data set here actually. Okay. If you know this one, select star from dim product. Okay. If you know that query, we can write that query directly into the in this design. Okay. If you are poor in the SQL and we are so lazy to write the query, then we have one more option, which is nothing but query builder. Okay. What it will do, sir? So in this query builder, we have an option called directly we can call the tables from here. Means automatically it will connect to the database which we have connected, and it will show all those stuff here. Okay. So I will take here some dim product, add this one, and I will take some fact internet sales, add here. Mean what are the tables we required, all those things it will be automatically comes here. So if you see this one, automatically two tables have came, and it has inner join also created. Okay. So if you want completely all the tables or just only specified columns also, we can make this one. In this case I will take some, uh, I won't take everything. Why? Because there are a lot of columns here. I will take some color. I will take some class and some English product. So see, if you whenever I'm just clicking here, it's automatically writing the query in the builder. Means it's automatically generating the query based on my selections. So from here, I will pick some other columns here. Means I'm not going to select all the columns here. I'm just selecting one whichever I needed. I'm just selecting the discount amount from this and some total product cost, tax amount, and sales amount. So, so automatically the query is created now here. Okay. If you know this query, how to write this one, we can directly write this query in the previous step we have seen, right? So we can do like that one. And if you want to change this one, we can also change this option here. Inner join by default it has given, right? If you want to make it some left outer join also, we can make it here. Okay. So but I don't want to change it here, just I will be keep it as it is. Means I'm just specifying you there is an option to change here, inner join. Just click OK here. See, automatically that query will be comes to here. Okay. In this query builder, if you know that directly how to write this one, Just write your query here. If you don't know, just go to the query design builder, and there from there we can pick our tables and columns. Now next here. So it is asking tabular or matrix, means how your report is going to be displayed. Means as of now I will go with the tabular. So how the matrix means, when we are going to use SSAS, in that option we will be using this one actually, matrix, or we can try this one also. I will show with this in the next couple of minutes. This is a tabular where I am going to use this one. And here it is asking how do you like to have your report. If you see this one, this is the report template going to be shown here based on our options. In the page, I want the color. Means in the report page, on top of that, on each page, I will be showing as a color. Okay, and we want to group some class and English product name. Means these are the things. If you see this one, it's marking as an yellow. Means on the black first top it will be shown on the color, and then the next step they will be grouping some class and product name, and details I want to show some all this stuff. Okay, so first level will be color, and then class, and then English product name, and the next level will be all these details, English discount amount, tax, all these things. So it is asking how you want to show this one in a stepped format. Let's say this is the stepped format we have, or else you want to show like this in a blocked, or this is a report going to be shown like this. So which format do you like, it is asking. So there are so many options here, stepped and blocked. In that you can include subtotals, all these things. Means if you have any discount amount in that below to that every page, it will be shown some totals here. So I will go with the stepped here. Next. So it is asking any color do you want to displayed on the top. I mean, we have selected the class, color, name, all these things, right? So it should be given some color name. We can select any color actually. Okay, just selecting I am the default some bold color. Next. So this is the final report. These are the things we have done till now. What is the data source we have connected? AdventureWorks. What is the connection string we have taken? Report type is table, and layout is stepped, and style is bold. Drill down is not enabled. Page here, class, and this is the query we have given. Just click finish here. So automatically our report is ready now. Okay. So just how to run this report is go to this preview and just click this one. So automatically it's start loading the our report actually. Okay, it's started loading this one. So let's see how the report will be generated. It's going to generate the reports. It is taking some time here. See, now my report is generated. So this is what my report here, right? Some class, English product name. In this I am having some discount, all this stuff it's available now here. So this is my report. If you see this one, what is this one? In the first page on the top it is showing black color. In that I have given class here. This is no class here, I think. If I go to the next page, it's again loading. It is going to the next page. It will be shown on the new color. Why? Because we have given the color on the page level, right? If you remember that one. So the same thing. So here the next page it is showing blue color in that classic. I mean English product name is this one, and these are the details. So if you go to the next page again, it will be shown some different, some more color. So we can design our report as per our requirement. Okay. This is some multicolored actually. If we go to the next page, it will be shown some new color. Like this, whatever the colors we are available in our database, all those stuff will be displayed on these reports. Okay. So it's trying to load the data from the database, and it's generating the report. Uh, it is taking some time here, and but generally it usually won't take that much time, by because this is some simple report here. Okay. So once this report is ready, we are thinking that this report is final. This we can show it to our manager. So once how we can show this one to manager, like I mean at present how we want to show this to, or we can download this report is by simply save option is there, that where we can select and download the report here. It's not responding. One more second. So this is the NA means not applicable. There is a one more color where we don't have anything. By default it is showing not applicable. So if you think this is the report is final, then simply we can store this report into different format. If you want to store this report into XML format, CSV, PDF, Excel, it can be shown. You can try yourself. Right now I will show you one PDF here. Means if I'm okay with this report, I can just save these reports into my local system also. Okay, and I can send it to my manager to review it. The boss, this is a report we have generated, and we want to make it review. Once you are okay, then we can deploy it and we can show it to our high level management. Okay, so it's trying to save that report here into the PDF, and that too in my local system. Okay. It's taking time here. But you can try so many options here. As I told you, right, there are some PDF, Excel. You can try to save the report and see how the reports will be stored in the XML, PDF, Excel, Word. You can try the different options. Nothing, there is a no difficulty or no tricky things in this. Just click on to that option and save it into your local machine, so that you can identify each report how it is going to store into different formats. Okay. It is asking to, now it's I will share it on my desktop. Actually I am storing into in a PDF. Now I will just go and open my report here. Open with so I think I don't have some PDF in my system, I guess. Okay, you can try it from your side. Okay, no issues actually. So this is the it will be stored on the required format whichever we have seen. Okay. So it is trying to open with the PDF viewer online actually. So this is the report. See, this is the PDF report which we have generated now. Okay, it came around 1646 pages. That's why it was taken a lot of time here. So try to take one simple table and try to make it as a very simplified. Okay, here it is generated this many pages actually. Okay, that's why it has taken a lot of time to generate this PDF. Okay, so this is the how we can generate the simple options in the PDF. Saving options, these are all the saving options I would say. So when we have started this one, we have shown you two options, right? Report project wizard, and one more thing is direct one option, right? This is the wizard which we have seen till now. This is a wizard option. If you come to here, here we can see two things here. Add new report means here it is no difference when it comes to project wizard and report project. Why? Because there is only 1% of difference. I will show you this one. Add new report means till now what we have seen on this is a report wizard. Means every step it is giving some options to us only. It won't ask us to make it manually. Every window will give us some inputs to make it very simplified. Okay. Now we will go with for the another method. I will show you that one. Right click on the reports, add new item. So here it is asking whether you want to follow which one, report wizard or report. We want to follow the report here. I will just add here. See, now it has given the completely plain template. Okay. Here we have to make it everything manually. Okay. So in the previous wizard, in the previous step, we have seen all the wizards, right? In every step we have given all the simply given the inputs and it automatically generated one report. But coming to the next one, it's a directly adding a simple plain template. On top of that we need to add all this stuff here. Okay, simply go to here. Now it is asking us which type of report you want to generate. We have different reports available in SSRS. Okay, first text box, line, table, matrix, rectangle. I told you, right, there are different reports we are available in the SSRS. First thing, we'll go with the table here. Means first we are defining the template here, how the report should be. So my data set, again it will comes to here only. Here it is used as a shared dataset or used as embedded in my report. I will show you that one also. I mean, I will in the next couple of minutes I will show you that one also. It is asking, do you have any data source? No, we don't. We need to create that one. What is our data source name? AdventureWorks, right? So I will just give it here. The same stuff. Again, which one you want to connect here? Connection string. If you know that one connection string, simply give that one or else try to create a new connection. The same step which we followed in the wizard. Just click OK. Now our thing is ready now. Now it is asking to write a query here. If you know the query, directly go and select the query. Okay, and just I will create one right here, query one here, so that I don't want to go with the builder actually. Dim currency. Just click OK. It's throwing something here. Select, spelling is wrong. try this one here. Select star from dim currency and my adventure database. So my query is correct. So I will take this query and I will paste it here. Okay. It is asking specify a valid name that can contain spaces. It must be begins with a letter. Okay. Okay. So now my data set and tables are ready now. I can just use it right now here. Okay. Let me open the toolbox here. Here I am going to add what are the columns which are available in my report. I am just going to add all the stuff here. Okay. Just making this one. I'm just looking for the not this one. When in exercise we have toolbox, right? The same thing I'm just trying to look it here. Yeah. Now we got to this one. So I'm just looking for this one actually. So I will make it as an I will keep it here and top. I will keep it. Okay, fine. I will keep it as it is. Okay. So here the things which I have given all these things it is giving here a data source to which I have connected all these things it will be shown here. Data source I have connected to AdventureWorks and this is my data set. This is data source is nothing but my database which I have connected. Manually I have given everything. So that's why it is giving all these details here. So data source this is one in the data sets and this is my table name, right? Simply these are the columns available in my table, right? So I will just drag this table here, currency key, currency alternate key, and currency name. Okay. So this is all about my column names. So I have brought it from the data set. This is the data source. Okay. Now I will just generate my report here. Review it. It will automatically generate a report. See this one. You got the report here. Okay. Now, if you see, this is not that much good, right? In the previous example, we have seen it's automatically given all those stuff, right? So what I will do is, uh, I will keep this column as some left alignment and these two columns as some right alignment. And I will make this column as somewhat bold. Why? Because it is a heading, right? So I can play around all these things actually. Okay. So still it's not looking good. It is giving currency alternate key. The names are not that much pretty. So I can make it some visible. It make it as a properly. I mean I can design my report as per I required. We can adjust this one. See now it is looking somewhat better, right? So currency key, this is a key. Currency alternate key, this is the currency name. So this is another report. Okay. This report and wizard report, there are only nothing much difference. The only difference is simply we are going to generate the options in the wizard. We are going to giving the all the inputs. Why? Because wizard is going to give us all these options, but coming to the manually it won't give us these options. We have to provide all this stuff. So where we can find this one is simply if you go to the add new report, means it will automatically ask all those stuff, connect to this data source, all these things. When we are creating as an add a new item, it won't tell us all these wizard options. We have to give manually to build any report. Okay. So that's the difference. There is no difference in the wizard and the normal report, but it is not recommended to follow the wizard. Okay. We have very less options in the wizard actually. We have only either we can build only table or matrix. When we are coming to this manually report design, in that we have so many options here. If you come to here, we have this is the wizard option, this is the report option. Both are same, just we have some more additional features in the report. Just I'm just showing this one once again. Here it will show us as a template here, normal template. In that we can create table and matrix. If you remember the wizard, there is only two options, table and wizard matrix. But here we have lot many options are available in this normal project, normal creating the report. Okay. So this is how we can create a sample reports and we can generate a report. Okay. So this is how the basic and a simple introduction to the SSRS. So in the coming sessions, we will be starting more on the reports design. What are the options available in the reports? We have seen one more option, data source, right? Shared data source. All these things we are going to see in the next coming sessions. Okay.
Okay.